Okay, so this is the website that you'll access your membership from. So we have a couple of websites, which is can be a little bit confusing. So there's the Women in Biz Network website, and that's essentially like a landing page for everybody to find out about what we offer. And it links to our sales page, which outlines all of the membership benefits. And then this is the membership site. So the changemakerco.org is the membership site. And so just to walk you through things that might be useful. So upcoming events, which connects back to the page that I was telling you that has like the benefits and everything else. So at this point, I'm just trying to kind of simplify things. And this particular website builder is really flexible in just kind of giving a prompt, and then it will add events for me that people send me. And then as the event is over, it actually knows to remove it. So it's quite handy. So this website that I built is using a platform called Lovable. And so I'm actually thinking about hosting future like our learning sessions. If anyone's interested, then I can host a session on how to set up a no-code website for those that are interested in wanting to build landing pages. This is actually a pretty cool software, but it does require some understanding of how to use it. And I'd be happy to do a workshop for anyone who would be interested in that. So I am going to just walk you through everything that we have here. So I'm going to go back to where I was. Oops, leave. Okay, so you see that? Okay, so so that's the events page. So just if you want to know what's going on, you can click on this and get the latest events. And as I mentioned, it's not just our events, but members' events as well. If it's appropriate for the calendar, then we'll certainly add them. And the other thing is that for specific kind of ongoing member events, like the every second Tuesday events, they will, I'm going to actually set those up as an appointment request like you did today, so that it's in your calendar, easily accessible. And it will be likely set up as a reoccurring appointment. We're just getting started. Like I literally launched this membership 2 weeks ago. The next page is the podcast page. And so our latest podcasts are up here. So we had a member, Jill Valentine, who we interviewed. That's a membership benefit that you get. When you join, we interview you on the podcast. If you want to, you don't have to, but it's part of the membership benefits. So these are the latest episodes. They're available on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, a whole slew of podcast places. So we're at well beyond 5,500 downloads. And growing. It's amazing seeing people access it from all parts of the world, but our main users are North American. Okay, or main listeners, I should say. So when you log in, so I sent you a document that shows you screenshots, kind of step by step of where to go first. And so I'm just going to show you, I'm signed in right now. So let's just pretend that you like you would come here, you would click the login button. So this would be a little blue login button, and you click it, and then you would put your username and your password in, and then it would take you to the course page. But I also want to go over the profile. So once you're logged in, if you don't have an image here, it will just be a little, it looks like a little book kind of, and you will update your image, which is over here on the left-hand side. So you would just click this and add an actual photo of yourself, which I've already done. And you can change your banner if you want to. And then you can also add links as well. So you can add links to your information about yourself, your bio, etc. And the other kind of neat thing is we have a to-do list. So it gives you different ideas of things that you can do with your membership. And you can add your own things to it if you want. And so you can add to it. And then the other thing that is on this profile page is listings. So I don't have a listing here. If I wanted to add a listing, I would click add listing. And then you would fill this out, including like your name or your business name. You can add yourself twice if you prefer, like one with your business and then one with your name. It's up to you. And then you can add a description, tagline. If you want to add pricing, you can do that. Location, tags, categories, upcoming events if you want to post those as well. And then an address if you want to, which is connected to a map. And you can even upload videos or images as well. So that is under the listings, under your profile tab. So again, once you sign in, you'll see your name, and then you click on profile, and then you can access what you have listed for yourself here. On the left is the member menu. So logging in, logging out, your profile, notifications. So any notifications that are specific to you, and members. So other members that are on the site. And then the other thing is your course. So this is just a quick, again, when you sign in, it will default to this page first. But if you end up going somewhere else and you just need to find it quickly, it's right here. So this is your course. And then it's also under join your course and community. So it's on both menus. This is only accessible once you sign in, but this is always accessible. Obviously, if you're not signed in, then it won't allow you into the actual page because there's a paywall. This is the course. And I created this page here just as a quick kind of like overview on membership. So accessing the training portal, which was what we just were, where we just were, prompt library for AI. So like helpful prompts that you can use on your favorite AI platforms to help with coming up with personal branding and marketing content. And actually, I'm just working on another one, quite an extensive prompt library that I came across from HubSpot. So I'm working on setting that up as well. So once you're a member, you always get all of the latest training and assets that so like any training, any new content, you'll be getting it. And even after prices go up, your price will remain grandfathered, but you'll continue to benefit from getting all of the latest materials and support stuff for you that is referenced and curated on the website. Upcoming events, add your business directory, and schedule time with me. So this is just a link to my calendar to schedule time with me, because as part of your benefit, you get a 1-hour session with me to go over your personal brand, and we can talk about ways that, anything that I can do to like help guide you and support you for building your personal brand using my Own Your Imprint framework. And then these are just some additional benefits, some testimonials. And yeah, so it's just a landing page sort of representing a quick little overview. So I'm going to click on the training portal again. And so now that it just sort of lists the learning outcomes and the membership benefits are on page 1. And then here's the course content. And you can also go to the down at the bottom, you can click these arrows as well. So that's just the layout of it. And this is the content. So first is the land acknowledgement. I'm just going to skip past that for today, but it's a video, which is quite beautiful actually. And then I'm going to put the latest podcast interviews up for members to get to know fellow members. So this was the one that I did with Jill, and it's video and actual and audio, whatever you prefer. And then the next thing is a interview. So this is a form, part of which is listing questions that won't be published. So for example, what stage best describes you right now? What does success look like in the next 12 months? The reason why these aren't included in the interview that would be published is, maybe that's private, and you don't necessarily want that. It's mainly meant for us to be able to understand where you're at and how we can best support you. So there's just some questions here, and you can fill out what you want and leave what you don't have an answer for right now, or ever. Like you don't have to fill every single question out. Just answer what resonates with you. And then it just asks, are you interested in being a mentor or a mentee, or so that you can answer that. Right now, we don't have an official mentorship program, but as the membership grows again, I'm totally open to potentially doing something like that. And like I said, I will be looking for your feedback and suggestions and ideas about the types of membership benefits that you're looking for and that would be useful to you. Are there any questions before I move on? Good. Okay. So yeah, so this is just the questions that you can answer so that we can understand you, understand what you need from membership and from us. And so, feel free to fill out whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Now is the interview questions. And again, you don't have to answer every single question. You can copy the questions and then put in your answer. You can click paste, And then you could say, you know what, I don't want to answer this question and delete it, but I want to answer this question, and then, put your answer in. So it's up to you to decide what questions you want to answer. I mean, hopefully you'll answer a few so that there's something meaty enough to create an article from. And then you can also upload your up to 10 files. So like your headshot, your logo, if you have one, any other photos that you want to include with the profile that's done on you is great. And then you hit submit, it will be sent to us, and then we'll start working on the profile as soon as we can. So that is, and then like if we have questions about anything that you filled out in order to support you, then of course we'll follow up with that. So that's an opportunity to get profiled on the website and share a little bit more about what you're looking for and how you best learn. Next is, I mentioned that every time we have training, the training at this point is added here. We may get to the point where it makes more sense to have individual courses. But at this point, I'm just sort of keeping it simple, all under one big course. But these are like little mini courses. So this is a session that I did on mastering your LinkedIn brand alignment, because there are a lot of changes coming to LinkedIn in terms of how the algorithm is changing. And essentially the way it's changing is that you have to understand how you serve people. So it's like, who you are, what problem you solve, and the people you serve for that problem. That's basically the formula. And so your content and your profile need to really match that in order for LinkedIn to be like, oh, okay, I understand who this person is, who they serve. I'm going to send their content to someone who I think they could help. So it's getting to be a pretty advanced algorithm. And so if your profile isn't optimized, then you'll notice that your views will go way down, because if it doesn't understand what you do, how you help others, then it will. And if your content, the things that you share, don't match that problem statement, and you're not seen as providing valuable support in that area, then it will kind of be like flag your profile as being kind of like disconnected, and it won't show your profile to as many people. So that's kind of what's happening overall with the whole positioning of the way AI is changing SEO and algorithms. It basically means that you're under a bit of pressure to know, be like an expert, or someone who can support in a certain area, a certain niche. Niche is very important. So like Janice, like your business is very niche, right? You support people who have aging parents, and help them to have a better journey with navigating that whole life cycle. And so the content that you should be sharing obviously should be stuff that helps people to know that that's what your expertise is. And you've already shared, like you sent me a great document last week or a couple of days ago. And so like sharing stuff like that on LinkedIn will really help for it to understand the value you bring to others. AI is looking for us to, if you want your content to be widely seen, you want to be sourcing credible research, like up-to-date research. You want to be referencing expert quotes. Your content should help people to learn about your area of expertise. And the more that you're using up-to-date research and keeping your content relatively, you wouldn't, like, in other words, Janice, you wouldn't want to reference a study from 10 years ago, right? The algorithm would prefer you to reference a study in the last year or two about healthy aging or something like that. I'm just giving you an example. So that's kind of the way, people aren't necessarily going to your website they may not even know you exist, right? So they may not be going to your website to get information about your services. What they would probably do is ask a question about, like, how do I get support for navigating the workplace with an aging parent that, is causing me challenges in the workplace, right? I mean, obviously that's not what someone would say exactly, but you get the point, right? Like, it's like you ask a question and then AI looks for credible sources. And if you are writing on, like, LinkedIn or Substack, like Emily mentioned that she started her Substack newsletter, those are the sources, those credible sources that AI is pulling the content from. So they will eventually potentially pull content from your actual website, but it's more likely that they will pull content from articles that you've written on authority sites like Substack or LinkedIn or Medium, etc. Even like Reddit, right? ChatGPT was built on Reddit forums. So Reddit is also an area that it gets its information from. So it's quite interesting where AI sources information from, credible information. So that was that one. I also did a training on Own Your Imprint for Substack. So, finding your voice and then launching a Substack newsletter, and comparing a Substack newsletter to LinkedIn, what you need to know, and then comparing it to other platforms as well, because there's tons of software out there. So I sort of try to take the guesswork out of, like, think of me as your opportunity to save time by, like, the fact that I'm, like, researching and finding all of the latest and greatest in personal branding and marketing content, and also AI and ways that you can save time without losing your voice. So, if there's something that can support your personal brand, I'll probably at some point do a little workshop in it so that it takes the guesswork and you don't have to do the extensive research, because I'm sort of helping you with that, prepping that research for you. And then you can make a more informed decision without having to start from scratch. So that is that. And as I mentioned, that as we start really getting involved with workshops on a regular basis, you'll see these workshops will be listed in the portal for you to access. Next is community and health benefits and our services. So it just lists different things that we offer, and a link to add your business directory, which you can also do through your profile, which I showed you earlier. And then we have some additional things like this Own Your Imprint personal branding which is the start to understanding our framework of Own Your Imprint, which is like personal branding from your zone of genius and your inner leadership skills. So we bring those out for you. If sometimes people lose confidence in themselves, but other people see them differently, right? We're much more difficult or much more critical about ourselves than other people. So like I'm able to see things in people that they don't see. And so I've taken how I've been able to figure all that out, and I've put it into a framework. It comes with a workbook, which is here, just below the video, and then a slide deck. And this is the actual recording of the training. So that is an intro to Own Your Imprint. And then we also have just a breakdown on defining your personal brand canvas. It's going to take you a long time to get through all of these resources. I totally get there's like a lot of stuff here. And so I just sort of suggest that once a week, just go and learn something, or take action on something. You don't have to be in here, studying and learning 24/7, make a weekly goal for yourself. The leadership retreats that we host once or twice a year, we hosted 2 last year. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 again this year or not. Definitely going to do 1, and I'll come out with those dates ASAP. But I believe we'll be doing it in October, because it's just a great time of the year with the fall colors and whatnot. And so this is an overview on our framework, which we go into in depth at the retreats. So this is our change model, our change leadership model. And we have a worksheet for that, how to be an ally at work, DEI, EDI, equity, diversity, inclusion content, which I think Janice definitely falls in line with the work that you do. How to create an inclusive culture at your workplace. So just some resources and materials on this, an overview on social entrepreneurship for those that want to kind of position their business as a business for good. There's a breakdown on social entrepreneurship's resources, which you can find here, including some step-by-step videos on building your business model or updating it, for that matter. Obviously, many of you already have a business plan, but these resources can really be helpful for updating your business plan. The business canvas model especially is really great. So obviously this is more on the entrepreneurship side. And I said, not everybody who's a member is an entrepreneur. We have people that are in nonprofit and corporate as well. And we also have sponsors that are sponsoring the network. We have a major insurance company that is coming on, and they have committed to sharing 6 job postings, or 72 per year, and with the hopes of hiring more women. So that's our mission, is we just want to help more women to become change makers in their lives, in their own lives, and in those that they serve. So we have a job board as well. And so there's also, at our leadership events, we also do fun activities around public speaking. My husband actually led a session, which was really hilarious. It was a public speaking pitch where everyone got some tips and tricks on public speaking, and then everyone had to go and do their speech to a tree which was absolutely hilarious. So our events are fun and engaging and playful, but also highly informative. And then there's an introduction to conscious leadership and blue sky strategy. Blue sky strategy is really cool. It is how to be uncontested in your market. And there is some resources here that I put together related to blue ocean. You'll notice that there's a bit of a theme to the types of content that we have. It's very nature-based because so much of my learning has been through nature. There's so many analogies that we have been able to develop from inspiration in nature. Yes, Janice?
I just read Blue Ocean Strategy again.
Get out! Look at that.
I literally just read it. I had it many years ago and I just reread it to see, and I put through my chat GPT where I'm a blue ocean.
I love it.
Yeah. And the blue sky, I'm curious, did you get that through someone else? Because there's somebody else I know that teaches blue sky, and I'm wondering if you were connected with her.
No. I built this off of, you know what? That's actually a typo. It should say blue ocean.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is something called Blue Sky Strategy from Marissa Murgatroyd.
Yeah. It's it's
Blue Ocean. Yeah.
I put it wrong. Thank you for catching that. You've got good eagle eyes. I just made a mistake when I was putting the wording at the top. I obviously went from sky to ocean. My ADHD brain. So I need to go in and fix that. So thanks for pointing that out. This is embedded, so it's easy to fix. So that is what we have on the portal at this stage. But we'll be definitely adding things. And if anybody has stuff that they want to add to the portal that makes sense, I'm happy to add additional resources that you think would be useful, and we have permission to add them, obviously. Any questions? Anything that you want to talk about before we wrap up? It's 1:50, so I want to be cognizant of your time and get you on your way before 2:00, but any feedback, anything that you want to talk about in terms of what you think is missing from professional networking and education-based membership?
So I'm going to ask a dumb question, but
yeah,
how do I network with the other members? Like, how do I get to know who else is here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to go through every single, do I have to literally just go through, how do I?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So obviously at events, so every month we'll be having, unless there's some extenuating circumstances, we'll probably be having 2 events a month. So there'll be an opportunity for you to meet fellow members through that. Those will be online, and then there'll also be events throughout the year in person where you can meet members. And then we also have a WhatsApp group and a LinkedIn group. So I'll add you, if I have your permission, I'll add you to both of those groups.
Have you added me to the WhatsApp? Leigh?
Pardon me?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Have you added me?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I added you just after you joined.
So
another question. If I want to create an event, how do I do that? If I want an event just for these members, how do I do that?
So I think in that circumstance, it would probably make sense to do something virtually. And as long as it sort of fits into our theme, which I think it totally makes sense, because unfortunately, oftentimes women are the main caregivers of their aging parents, or other family members. It's not just aging parents. Like my birth mother, who lives in Nova Scotia, like she took care of, like in Nova Scotia, you're not just taking care of your moms and dads, you're taking care of like aunts and uncles, and it's like people are very generous. The way, like people really take each other under their wing in Nova Scotia. Like everybody just really looks out for each other. And I think that it's not just aging parents. It's like, yeah, you never know who you might be supporting, an aunt or an uncle, etc. So if you're interested in hosting an event, I think we would probably start with a online event. And then if it's super popular and you want to host an in-person event, it would be at your expense. But then, or I could also plan an event and have you as a guest speaker. So there's different ways we can do that. But for now, I would suggest maybe an online event and give us about at least 6 weeks to promote it. And I would suggest maybe doing that in the fall. I think participation at events will maybe be less busy as the weather starts to get really warm, and people are on holidays and stuff. But I'm planning on, hosting events throughout the warm summer season, regardless.
Okay.
Emily, did you have a question about the WhatsApp?
Oh, I just went into the WhatsApp.
You found it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Perfect. Yeah. So you're in there. I'm going to add Janice. Miriam, you're already in there. And then we just have a LinkedIn chat as well. I only have it set. It can only accommodate 50 people because it's direct messaging through LinkedIn. And I may not have it forever because it may not make sense to keep it because of that limitation of 50 people. So I keep on removing people from it who aren't active and who aren't members, but more allies. So at some point I may just shut it down altogether just because it's too difficult to manage two things, and it makes sense to just keep it inclusive. To like WhatsApp will allow us to add as many people as we want, versus LinkedIn messaging cuts you off at 50 people. So I know that people really use it right now, so I think they would be annoyed at me if I shut it down. So I won't shut it down at this point. But if we're beyond 50 members, then it's not fair. So at this point we're not, so it's not an issue.
How do I look at the LinkedIn membership? LinkedIn messaging?
Yeah, I have to add you, Emily. So I'm going to add you, Emily and Janice, so that you have it. And it's just literally DM messages between members. Any other questions? So we're always open to your suggestions, and we're here to support you. So I really look forward to being an ally to you and supporting you on your journey. And if you have ideas for workshops that you feel could really benefit you, feel free to suggest them to me. And if I'm not the right person to host it, then I'll find someone. My business was operating for a good 12 years. So I know a lot of people, and we used to do a lot of events where we had a variety of different guest speakers. So I see us getting back to that. The only difference now is that I do have a day job. So after the pandemic, I had to make ends meet. So I'm a teacher now. So I am juggling multiple priorities, but I see this as a group of supportive change makers that will all work together to provide the best resources we possibly can.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks so much. And I'll
Thank
stay
you
on
very
for
much.
2 minutes if anyone has any questions.
No, thanks very much. This is great. I can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks,
Lovely
Janice.
meeting you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.